Hello. What would you do if you had $700 billion? Most people would retire, but the world's elite never stop. Today, we go inside the minds of billionaires to find out why. Elon Musk is officially the wealthiest individual to ever exist in human history. As of today, his personal net worth is estimated at over $700 billion. To visualize this astronomical fortune, imagine this. If you laid 700 billion $1 bills end to end, they would wrap around the Earth more than 700 times. Even after completing those circles, you would still have enough cash left to be one of the richest people alive. Most of this wealth comes from his shares in giant companies like Tesla, SpaceX, and the platform X. But there is a mystery. Despite having more money than he could spend in 1,000 lifetimes, Musk never stops working. He often works 18 hours a day and sleeps on the factory floor instead of a luxury bed. Why would a man with $700 billion live like this? Why do billionaires like Musk, Jeff Bezos, or Bill Gates keep grinding? They have enough wealth to support their families for centuries. So, what is the invisible force that keeps them going day after day? To understand this, we must look into the unique psychology of the super wealthy. Most people see money as a way to buy comfort and safety. But for the elite, money is something else entirely. In the famous book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki explains that most people are trapped by two emotions: fear and greed. This creates the rat race. A person driven by fear builds a small bubble of security, which is usually just an illusion. Fear forces them to stay in a routine job just for a steady paycheck. This fear prevents them from taking the risks needed for true wealth. They spend their entire lives waiting for the next payday to arrive. On the other side, greedy people cannot manage their money properly. They want instant gratification and buy luxury items they cannot afford. This cycle of fear and greed keeps the average person far away from the dream of real wealth. Billionaires think on a different frequency. While the poor work for money, the wealthy make money work for them. A regular job with fixed hours will never make you a billionaire. The wealthy follow the principle of passive income. For a typical employee, time equals money. Your hours are translated into a paycheck. But for a billionaire, this equation is broken. Time does not equal money for them. They rely on income sources that do not require their constant presence, like real estate, stocks, or automated business systems. A billionaire can be fast asleep or on vacation, and the money counter never stops running. It flows into their accounts 24 hours a day, regardless of what they are doing. The wealthy prefer to own the system rather than being a part of it. Instead of working for a company, they create the company and hire the smartest people in the world to make money for them. They know their most valuable asset is the ability to build systems that generate wealth independently. But if the money flows automatically, why work so hard? For someone with $700 billion, money has lost its traditional value. It is no longer about buying objects. Their motivations are far more complex. Imagine you had infinite money. Would you sit on a beach for 40 years doing nothing? For a high achiever, that is a total nightmare. For people like Musk, the work itself is the reward. They're driven by the thrill of solving impossible problems. When a billionaire closes a deal or launches a rocket, the profit is not the main source of happiness. It is the victory. Success is like an addictive drug, and they want that rush over and over again. They are constantly chasing the next big win. We live in a culture where success is measured by a scoreboard called net worth. In this game, the person with the highest number wins the most respect and influence. Society looks at a person with $100 billion differently than someone with $1 million. This social status is a major driver. A billionaire wants to reach 200 billion to stay at the very top of the ladder. It is a high-stakes competition, much like professional sports. A champion doesn't stop after winning one trophy. They want every trophy available. This dedication also comes from a deep belief in their ideas. They are focused on the impact they will leave on human history. Money is as common as sand to them, so they use it as a tool to build their vision. Musk is the best example of this obsession. You can see the physical toll on his face. He rarely sees the sun because he is always in a factory or a lab. He famously slept on the floor at Tesla during difficult times to lead his team by example. This isn't about greed, it is about a mission bigger than himself. Another driver is power and global influence. In our world, massive wealth equals massive authority. Billionaires can influence governments, change laws, and shape entire industries. They love the feeling of being powerful and having their voices heard by millions. Once someone tastes that global influence, they never want to go back to being an ordinary person with no say in the world. Power is the ultimate goal that keeps them in the fight long after money becomes irrelevant. Finally, there is the philosophical side. Musk often speaks about his search for the meaning of life. He views his work as a way to understand the universe and ensure human survival. This is why he invests in AI, neural implants, and colonizing Mars. He is searching for answers to the big questions of existence. He believes making humanity multiplanetary fulfills a higher purpose. However, despite the private jets, their lives are filled with extreme stress and responsibility. It is not a perfect fairy tale. One bad decision can wipe out billions in a day. Musk recently lost $20 billion in a very short time. This volatility requires mental strength most people do not have. In the end, wealth is not just about numbers. True wealth includes health, family, and peace of mind. Every person receives a different share of these blessings from God. The most important thing is to keep moving forward with passion and trust the journey. This is the real secret behind the world's most powerful minds.